What is your goal for your career?
I want to be an NBA player.
Giannis has the chance to do something special. At the age of 30, he's already one of the most decorated players in NBA history. But can Giannis make it into the GOAT conversation before the end of his career? We're going to be using the NBA GOAT calculator at All Ball Sports to calculate the top players in NBA history, and how Giannis can take a seat at the table in the top 5. First, let's break down how the stats are used so we understand what we're looking at. The GOAT calculator uses a robust scoring system to rank players all across league history. It takes into account individual accolades such as MVPs, Finals MVPs, All-NBA selections, Defensive Player of the Year, career averages, scoring titles, and more. However, it also brings in team success and advanced stats. NBA championships, cup championships, and Olympic medals are taken into account, as well as a player's player efficiency rating, PER, and win shares. It basically takes all of a player's accolades and career averages and calculates them into a GOAT score. The top 54 players across history is listed starting with the highest GOAT score. Putting it all together, we get MJ coming out on top with a GOAT score of 126.23, followed by LeBron with 107.23, Kareem with 105.63, Bill Russell with 91.62, and Magic with 80.74. But our main focus today is the Greek Freak. So at this current point in time, where does Giannis rank? Here at number 24. 24th all-time at the age of 30 isn't bad, but he definitely has a way to go to enter the top 5 of the GOAT debate. In fact, Giannis's GOAT score is currently 41.05. That's 85.18 points lower than the top spot. His airness, Michael Jordan. So Giannis has a lot of work to do to get a seat at the top 5 table. As we all know, MJ's won 6 championships along with 6 finals MVPs. He also has 5 regular season MVPs. That's ridiculously hard to beat. But what about Magic Johnson at number 5? Magic Johnson has a GOAT score of 80.74, which is a bit more in reach for Giannis. Magic Johnson got 5 NBA championships, 1 Olympic gold medal, 3 MVP awards, 3 finals MVP to go with 10 All-NBA selections. Giannis's GOAT score is impressive for his age, but things will need to really start clicking in Milwaukee for him to make the top 5 greatest of all time. Giannis has 1 NBA championship, 1 NBA Cup championship, 2 MVP awards, a Finals MVP award, Defensive Player of the Year award, Most Improved Player award, 8 All-NBA teams, and 6 All-Defensive teams. Actually, if you remove accolades like Olympic medals, Giannis moves all the way up to number 20 of all time. Giannis's box score averages are currently 22.6 points, 9.6 rebounds, and 4.7 assists. Some crazy Giannis scoring seasons might be one way to push him up the leaderboard, or maybe that's not the easiest way. Because if we're being realistic, is Giannis the same type of volume scorer as Jordan? Can he dish the ball like Magic? Not really, but he knows when to turn on the Jets and put the ball in the hoop like in Game 6 of the 2021 Finals. Giannis won the title after putting up 50 points and 14 rebounds on 64% shooting. And that was the cherry on top after averaging 35 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 blocks that series. There's always the argument that not all championships are created equal, and Giannis's historic output that series really elevated his to a lot of fans. But we're not talking about fan opinion, we're talking about math. Looking at the numbers, let's work down the list and talk about how Giannis can improve in multiple areas for the years to come. First off, we need to circle back to the championship totals. Can Giannis win more championships in Milwaukee before he retires? Now, this one really hinges on what you think of the current Bucks roster, because they already made their big swing by trading for Damian Lillard. They don't have much else to move besides Bobby Portis and Chris Middleton. Chris would be considered valuable for other contenders, but unlikely to get moved due to the size of his contract, paired with his injury issues and age. So here's what we know about the Bucks this year. They started out very slow. At one point, they were seen around the bottom of the Eastern Conference. But if the playoffs happen today, they'd be the 4th seed. We've seen them catch fire beyond the arc and sit number 1 in the league in corner threes at 46% and number 2 overall at 40%. And shooting paired with Giannis's inside presence is a match made in heaven. The Bucks now sit 3rd overall in the league in effective field goal percentage at 57.4%. Could this increased offensive production mean signs of life in Milwaukee? Maybe for now. but 3 years down the road is a different story. The Milwaukee Bucks are one of the oldest teams in the NBA, with an average of 27.87. The Bucks are in win-now mode, but they should also be thinking about acquiring younger talent that could match Giannis's championship window. Cleveland's having a magical year, and Boston still seems like the favorites across the league, but the Bucks are still in the picture if they can manage to stay healthy for the playoffs. Giannis is 30 years old, which apparently in today's NBA is still a young buck for superstars. LeBron, Steph, and KD are forces to be reckoned with, and they're all more than 5 years older than Giannis. So that leaves Giannis with 6 to 7 more productive years to win more championships. And to get in that top 5 GOAT debate, he'll need at least 3 more. All it takes is some contract shifting, or a draft pick to hit, and Milwaukee could be right back to the top. Another route for Giannis to go down to get into the top 5 of the GOAT debate is lean into the individual success. If the team around him is too old to win at all, then he might as well put up crazy numbers and get some more MVPs. The last time he didn't finish in the top 5 for MVP was the 2017-2018 season. He was 23. The names to beat right now and in the coming years are certainly Jokic, SGA, and Luka. But what's one key thing Giannis has over all those guys? His defense. Giannis is one of 3 players to ever win MVP and DPOY in the same year. The other 2 are Hakeem Olajuwon and, of course, MJ. Now, the MVP's been known to be a fickle award. Sometimes it can almost feel like it's this player's turn, even if someone else had technically had the better season. It's all subjective, but what's not is being dominant on both sides of the ball. The recent MVPs not named Giannis have been Jokic and Embiid. Although not bad defensive players, neither can share the stage with the Greek freak on that side of the ball. So in order for Giannis to win more MVPs, he's going to need to lock in and elevate his team to be top 10 in both offense and defense for years to come. With Brook in the middle, Giannis is able to roam as an elite help defender. But how about elevating to an elite perimeter defender? What about raising those blocking numbers? We know he could do it. In the 2016-2017 season, Giannis averaged nearly 2 blocks and 1.6 steals, which segues perfectly in the next 2 routes he can go to raise his GOAT score, boosting his overall box score numbers, including on the defensive side. Using the advanced analytics on cleaning the glass, it's revealed that Giannis' first 6 seasons in the league were some of his best in defensive analytics. From 2015 to 2019, he was in the 97th percentile or higher in block percentage. It went as high as 2.8% of opponents' shots were blocked by him. Since 2020, though, he's hovered around the 70th percentile. Yes, this could be attributed to a transition in defensive schemes of him being the help defender. But if we're talking GOAT status, getting back to those earlier days could really help, as well as getting his fouls down. Since 2020, cleaning the glass finds Giannis has regularly been in the 90th percentile for defensive fouls. I'm sure some of you have seen this live in-game too. Giannis getting in foul trouble and forcing himself off the court so he could be saved for crunch time. Something's also shifting in that mindset as he fouled far less in his earlier career. On the offensive side of the ball, I'm not sure if there's much more this guy could do. He's the only player in NBA history to average at least 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a block in multiple seasons. He's already stuffing the stat sheet on a nightly basis. To get to GOAT status, though, you have to get nitpicky. When the Nuggets inverted their offensive creation and funneled to their center instead of point guard, we saw Jokic become fully unlocked. We then saw that start to happen in Philly with Embiid, as he was posting career-high assist numbers in recent years. Yes, the Bucks traded for a big-time point guard in Dame, but what would the team look like if they went all in on Giannis being the offensive hub around the post? Have Dame and AJ Green looking for set shots around the arc with Giannis diving in for more kickouts or operating in the key? His assist numbers have steadily climbed over the years, and it's now been 2 seasons averaging 6 a game. Could he get to 8? 9? I think so. If the new rule of superstars aging like fine wine holds true for Giannis, and his new mid-range game improves, he's got another 6 or 7 years of being dominant. That's 6 or 7 more all-NBA teams, all defensive teams, all-star selections, a couple of scoring titles and maybe a couple of rings, MVPs, and Defensive Player of the Year awards. Giannis could statistically be one of the top 5 players of all time, but only time can tell. What do you think? How many more rings and MVPs will Giannis have before he retires? Does Giannis have a real shot at becoming one of the top 5 players of all time? Can he be the GOAT? Let us know in the comments. Check out the GOAT calculator at allballsports.io. subscribe, and see you in the next video.